Hey guys, well I finally got them and took them out. I would like to apologize. I originally wanted to show these off in their packages and then take them out and then do them like this, but due to unforeseen circumstances of, editing programs not working and the such, it's just going to be like this. Um, I would also like to say the reason why I got them so late, since so many people already have them like a month ago, is because I'm Canadian. If I were to buy them online, the shipping would have been atrocious. I had been looking around at different sellers on eBay and Amazon and everywhere, and shipping is just absolute ridiculous prices. And if I only had to wait one extra month to get them to save that much money, it would be worth it, and it is. Believe me, it was worth it. Also, the reason why I had to wait an extra month is that in Canada these were not released until yesterday. So, yeah, we really had no choice. I did pre-order them, and I got a phone call when they came in, and then I just went in the next day to pick them up. So, here they are. First off, before going into the figures themselves, I actually would like to talk about the packaging, even though the packaging is, not visible. I will go ahead and say that the packaging was very slim, which I like a lot because in earlier figures that NECA has released, especially the Medieval Ash and the other figures, the packaging was kind of wider, and the packaging for this one is nice and sleek and kind of like not wide, very almost thin, but very tall, which is fine. I liked it like that. I think it looks nice. The packaging is very simple. The background of the packaging behind the action figures is actually like the woods, which is really cool too. And on each side, there's like quotes from the movie. On both figures, it says Dead by Dawn, Dead by Dawn, and on the other side, it says something different that kind of pertains more to the action figure that's in there. And in the back, there's a cute little story. Ash goes to the cabin in the woods, and then it says. And he's left with 3 dead friends and 1 undead girlfriend, which sounds more like the first movie. But think about it. I mean, the second movie, Evil Dead 2, 4 people show up at the cabin later on, and they all end up dying. So yeah, it sounds more like the first movie, the description. But I guess it's just talking about the continuity, because it says then after nightfall, Ash finds himself fighting against the undead spirits or whatever. So nothing much to say about the packaging other than the fact that I thought it was simple and it looked nice, and for collectors who don't take them out, it looks nice, and you get to see the figures and you see all the accessories that come with them. So now I'm finally gonna start on the figures themselves. So I'm gonna start with Deadeye Ash here. First thing I would like to say about Deadeye Ash is that he has his hand, and his hand is not removable, which means that he pertains only to the first time that he turns into Deadeye Ash after coming out from the pool of water, and not after when he's attacking Annie when he's got his hand cut off. So that's one thing that's interesting. It would have been nice maybe just to have an option to take his hand off, but it's not a big deal in my opinion. If you look at his shirt is actually more pertaining to that scene as well. If you watch it, it's not as dirty, and the sleeves are not really as wet. As you see here, he's much more dirty. The face sculpt looks amazing. I really wish my camera could pick it up better, but I tend to film these at night because, I'm busy during the day. Here are the accessories. Whoop, this one fell over. Here's the tape recorder, which looks amazing, by the way. Here's Linda's head, which I think was a good decision. You can see her pupils slightly, just like you do in the movie, and the black splatter on her face, which is pertaining more to the scene where, right before Ash puts the chainsaw on her. So that's all really much I can say about Linda's head. Oops. Looks good. I like it. Looks like her. Like the expression. This is my complaint for this figure, the Necronomicon. This does not look like the Necronomicon in the movie at all. This looks like the Necronomicon from Army of Darkness. So yeah, this Necronomicon is weird for me, because if you look, you see like the teeth at the bottom, and in Evil Dead 2 it has like just a grotesque looking face on it. Doesn't look like this at all, which is weird. I find this to be a little But it's not a huge complaint, you know? I'm not gonna die about it. It's just the Necronomicon, it's not the figure itself that has the huge issue. Now, about the posability of the figure, you can move Evil Ash's head a little bit. You can move, swivel here, swivel there at the hand, same thing on the other side. Then right here it moves, the waist moves a little bit. Then there's another one right here, so just not far off from each other, at the knee, and you can move the foot. Underneath, there's also the holes, so you can put him up somewhere. And if you turn Ash to the back, his back is partially exposed, which is interesting. I don't think there's really much else I can say about this particular figure. I think it looks amazing. It looks like Ash. It has great posability, which is unlike most of NECA's earlier figures, which are usually rigid and stuck in the same place. That's one argument I see with NECA figures the most, pretty much. But the thing I love about NECA is that they do really good jobs on the sculpt, the likability of the characters. It always looks like whatever they're releasing their character of. It looks like Deadeye Ash, and has a great profile from the side. I like to apologize, this is my kitchen, but this is the most light I could get. I think it looks great. I absolutely love it. And I'm happy that somebody decided to finally release Evil Dead 2 figures to start with, because I started collecting in 2008. Never did I get a chance to buy figures in the store. This is the first time I get to buy figures on the store on release date. Never have I ever bought figures from a store other than once. I bought one Army of Darkness figure at a store, and I had gone over there and bought it, but it's not the same as buying them when they've just come out, which is nice. Being a collector that started really late, I never got this opportunity, and it was great to have this opportunity. It was very exciting as well. So that's it for Deadeye Ash. Now I'm going to move on to Farewell to Arms Ash. He has a lot more accessories, and I have quite a bit to talk about him. The thing about this figure is, just like Deadeye Ash, there's the same amount of posability. All the same joints are movable. The head, in my opinion, moves a little bit more, which is nice. It makes sense because you want him to be looking at his hand, like in this posing that I have him in right now. The Deadite hand that's infected right now that he's looking at, this is actually, it doesn't come in naturally like that. If you take him out of the packaging, it's actually this hand, well, handless, I guess I should say, his stump. So he's originally in the stump. Also, I'd like to say it's very easy to take it out and in. It's not like stuck in there, which was nice, because sometimes I've had problems taking the heads off of characters, which I will mention something about the head later on. I'm just gonna show off the other accessories. Here's the gun. You cannot cock the gun like in other figure releases that exist, but that's not a huge complaint, really. Here's the Deadite hand. Looks amazing. Oh, there's a piece of hair over here. Move that. Looks great. Great detail. Camera can't catch it. And if you can see from far away, my favorite accessory, the axe, which has green blood on it. I absolutely am happy they decided to do that, because of the attack on Evil Dead. Because of the accessories and what they imply, there's this covers a big part of the movie in the point of right as Ash's hand gets possessed, all the way up to the point where he attacks Evil Dead, for sure, at least. And then we all know the next figure in the next series, because Henrietta and Battle Ash is going to come up soon. It's going to cover Ash the Chainsaw as his hand, and I'm excited for that as well. Now, as you can see, his shirt is a lot dirtier, which is also pretty accurate. His facial expression is something else. You can't see well, but the eyes are very, very outlined. It almost makes me think he's wearing eyeliner. I think it's kind of interesting. Of course, Ash is not wearing anything much more different, but you can see a little bit of his back. Now, I will go ahead and say that this figure looks like Ash, has great posability, but I do have a complaint. Let me hear me out and see what this complaint is. The facial expression, as I said, I have no problem with it. But if you have looked at the pictures for Battle Ash, he has the same facial expression. So my complaint for this figure is I wish they would have included an alternate head. It would have been nice. Because two action figures with the same expression is I would have liked that they had a separate expression, maybe one for an more angry expression. I would have liked that, but they didn't, and they don't have that here. So that is one complaint I have with this particular figure. And it's just something I would have liked to have, because personally, I would have this figure in probably this expression, and unless they plan to have an alternate head for the Battle Ash, I would have Battle Ash and probably in a different expression. So that's one thing I wish NECA would have done. Now, other than that, really, it's just like the simple, there's no cocking in the gun. You can't make it look like he's cocking the gun. Maybe I'm not using the right words. You can't move it back. Oh, whatever. I'm being stupid. Just ignore me. Necronomicon would have been different. I wish that would have been different. That's another thing. Now that I've talked about these figures and what I think about them, I absolutely adore them, I will go ahead and say this. I understand the fact that these are two figures coming out at the same time called Series 1, and NECA is supposed to be releasing two more, Henrietta and Battle Ash, as Series 2. And that's great, and I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with, these are the very first Evil Dead 2 figures we ever have, out of how many years of action figures from the Evil Dead series coming out. The point is that they're coming out with 4, so they have even numbers of each series, but please, NECA, hear us out. I would love to have an Evil Dead figure. Please, make one. We need one badly. Now, the only Evil Dead figures or anything of the related sort that I've seen that have existed are unofficial model kits. So I could get an unofficial model kit at a different scale, or I could have one at the same scale. I could have Ash holding this axe here with the green blood on it, and in front I could pose Evil Dead in front of it. I would have loved that. Unfortunately, there is no Evil Dead figure on the way, and unless they announce it sometime later, there is none that I know of. So, NECA, please come out with an Evil Dead figure. Think about it. What would I say here? The general response to these figures being released have been very, very positive. People are very happy with them, and lots of people have been buying them. I showed up at the store and they said they already sold 2, and it was release date. So they're doing well. I know they're doing well to a certain extent at least. So if you would come out with an Evil Dead figure, I would be very, very, very happy. As well as if anyone, and NECA probably my favorite, if anyone were to pick up the license for the first movie, that would be cool too, because there are no action figures officially licensed for the first movie. Everybody's just been pillaging Army of Darkness, Army of Darkness, Army of Darkness. So that's my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will tell you I will be enjoying these action figures in my home. I highly recommend them. I mean, I didn't voice my complaints, but regardless of my complaints, I would still say you should go out and get them. And I hope you found this video informative, and I hope to help you make your decision, or maybe base your own opinion on them. So I'll see you guys next time, and keep on collecting. Bye.